friar's cells on the outer perimeter of the building, opening them onto the landscape. He constructed the loggias using molds that came directly from a community building near Nantes that he had just completed. The cells are simple volumes, 5 meters 92 long, 1 meter 83 wide, and 2 meters 26 high, dimensions that were the Le Corbusier patent. From the 1930s onwards, the architect had thought about the ideal architectural proportions. He defined a system founded on the golden section, whose basic unit is the human figure. He even gave a name to this ideal standard of modern architecture, le modular. It measures 1 meter 83, the height of the average American, the hand raised to a height of 2 meters 26. Le Corbusier checked the measurements of this reference body in transatlantic liners, temples, and palaces. The proportions would be universal. A monastery is the ideal place to apply an architect's ideas about individual occupancy. Here, frugality and discipline are wonderfully adapted to standardization and minimalism. The Le Corbusier's cell is the monastic dream come true. 10.83 practical square meters with all the comforts, central heating, loggia, magnificent view, ideal for contemplation. But during the building work, one of the friars mentioned that the distressed relief of the concrete cladding was perhaps too tiring during long periods of solitary meditation. Never mind. In front of the table, Le Corbusier created a smooth concrete surface that was better suited to contemplation and serenity. Today, each of the friars interprets the decoration in his own way. No two cells look alike. Conversely to the cells that are largely open to the countryside, the architect deliberately obstructed the view at the ends of the main corridors with what he called concrete flowers that look rather like medieval shields. The corridors receive daylight through long horizontal loopholes that give onto the inner courtyard. The slit theme is accentuated by the curious concrete parallelepipeds that stick out horizontally at regular intervals. Blocks that seem to pierce the walls, protruding on both the inside and the outside. For want of a better word, they are usually referred to as the sugar lumps, like wedges supporting the long window openings, as if to emphasize the effort required. Their real purpose is hidden. They are just the visible part of the load-bearing structure, the discernible segment of the stilts that support the beams for the various stories. It is impossible to see the stilts and precast concrete blocks hidden under the granite on the interior and exterior walls of the building. The cells occupy the top 2 floors of the monastery. Below them, the corridors of the lecture rooms and the large community areas, the chapter, the library, refectory, are opened up to the view by the architect. The prime reason for his choice is functional, different facades for different purposes. The facades facing the inside courtyard are made of large squares of concrete and 2 meters 26 wide glass panels, whose geometrical variations were calculated according to the modular. They are known as Mondrian squares, in reference to the work of the painter Piet Mondrian. But the architect had more in mind than just the functional legibility of the various spaces in the monastery. In the chapter and the refectory, he broke with the model of the traditional monastery and opened the large rooms to a view of valley, the contemplation of nature as a source for meditation. But the landscape is designed and redesigned by the sheets of glass and concrete mullions. The beauty of creation is only fully appreciated when measured by man. Le Corbusier charged one of his team, the young architect Xenakis, with designing the large walls. At that time, Xenakis was composing his first musical work, Metastasis. Making a combinatorial analysis of melodic intervals, he used the same mathematical rule to regulate the distances between the slim concrete posts and the glass panels. Xenakis worked on several possibilities. Le Corbusier synthesized them and called the result undulatory panels. In the closed world of a monastery, the church occupies a special place. It is not reserved for the Dominicans alone, but welcomes all the faithful. The architect marked this difference in status by the forms he used. He put a wide empty space between the church and the main building and gave it a radical treatment. The walls are bare. A concrete box, a severe enclosed shape like a bunker, without any apparent openings. They can only be seen from the inside. A high vertical slit to let in the light of the rising sun. A wide horizontal slit to let in the light of the setting sun. As the church is oriented in the traditional way, it marks the sun's passage from east to west. What is lighting? It is the wall on which light falls. It is the illuminated wall. The emotion arises from what the eye sees,